Happy Sunday, and most importantly, happy game day, and welcome back to a Purple Rain pregame. Welcome back, and hello again to the Purple Rain podcast. But today's the Purple Rain pregame. Haven't had one of these in a while, but I think it's much needed because I think it's a big game. Need to win it after the disappointment of last week.
Jesus.
Disappointment is an understatement, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
That was terrible. But most importantly, before we get into anything, you can follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. You follow this guy, this cool cat over here at Sutton Def. Follow me on Twitter at simplyas10 and on Instagram at simplyas10.prod. And most importantly, like the video.
Yeah.
And it is December now.
Yes.
We are in the Christmas season.
We are.
Get somebody a nice little gift. Manscaped. Code PRP. 20% off. Free shipping. There we go.
Yeah. You know, I was actually just using my my lawnmower 4.0 just the other day. And I'll tell you one thing that I really love about that product from Manscaped is you can actually save 20% off on free shipping as well.
Yeah.
The battery life, dude. I charged it for the first time since I got it, which was like months ago. And like it's a little wireless, clipper,
Yeah.
And it's just, oh my goodness, man. I just love it so much. It comes with a nice little USB-C charger, little charging dock, nice, aesthetic looking, makes your bathroom look all cool and fancy and whatnot. So, I really like that. Make sure you go on manscaped.com, like my guy Simply S10 said. Use our code PRP to save 20% off of your Manscaped order. Thank all you guys for coming out today to this episode of the Purple Rain Podcast. Another pregame stream that we haven't done in a while, like my guy said. Let's go ahead and bring everybody on screen here. First things first, like the video. Sports Gaming YouTube is in the house. Says, yo, what's up, Rain Gang? We got to get the W today. Yeah, we got to have it. We got to have it.
We do.
Yeah, no option. Ravens Online, Ungatekeepers, what's going on, man? Says, let's get this positive energy going. We need this win. I'm glad we're all in the same accord right now about needing this win. Like, this is a must-have. This isn't one of those, like, week 13, we can afford to drop it. No, we cannot. We cannot afford to drop any games, But yeah, and I see some of you guys already bringing up the Greg Roman rumors. We're gonna get into all of that. Christian S, what's going on? Says, what up, pimps? Kamal Porter says, time to feast. What's going on, Kamal? How are you? Tony Houston in the house says, what's up, Rain Gang? We got this. How you doing, Tony?
I love
Good
that.
morning.
I love that.
Yeah.
It is.
DLC is in here too.
Yeah.
Working at the game in 37-degree weather. We need the W.
So you bring that. I'm talking like it is December football, 37-degree weather. I'm expecting a heavy dosage of running game. Of Gus Edwards, some Kenyon Drake, J.K. Dobbins in a couple of weeks. I am most definitely expecting some just old school Ravens ground and pound football. I know it's not going to be the sexiest thing, but it's going to be what wins us the game. And unfortunately, with our offensive coordinator, that's what he does best. To kind of kick that all off. But what do you think about this game? I mean, I think we're both. I think we're expecting to win it. To say, but after last week, it's hard. It's hard to be overly zealous about it.
Right. Exactly. I do expect us to win this game, especially coming off of a loss. We're at home. It's good weather today. It's not raining in Baltimore. It is cold, but it's not unbearable. So, I think it should be a prime day for us to put up some touchdowns. That's what I think. And you mentioned the running game and how we'll probably lean into that more. I have a question for you, Alex, and I have a question for the entire Rain Gang. Gus Edwards, are we talking over or under 57 yards rushing today?
I already put over. I got my four leg done.
You got the 4 leg done? Okay.
Got the 4 leg done.
Yeah. I like it. So why I was asking. Glad we're on the same page. Anyway, let me see. Christian says over on that one. I think it's over as well. I would say the over. I think we're going to feed him a lot, especially considering the snap percentages that, were last week between Gus Edwards and Kenyon Drake. Gus Edwards was getting the lion's share of the snaps. So, I definitely think the over. Feed the bus, like Christian says. Lisa's in the house as well, says, hey, Alex and Sutton Def, we need to win this game because Marshall Yonda will be in the Ring of Honor, and I'll cry if Giro leaves. Wow.
Well deserved first and foremost for Marshall Yanda. I
Yeah,
mean,
legend.
arguably the best lineman in the franchise history. Him and Ogden. I mean, you really can't go wrong with who you put. As for the Giro stuff, I'll be honest, I was kind of shocked by the rumors, but I do want to say he does get, his fair share of hate, which is warranted. But if he does leave, I would definitely thank him because he did give me some fun memories as a Ravens fan, but some headaches.
Yeah,
Let's not forget some definitely headaches. But just reading this article that Ian Rappaport put out saying how he's kind of like other coordinators trying to replicate what he does. Yeah, in the run game, replicate
right.
that run game. All right, the past game I put a video out of all of Deshaun Jackson, like just him against the Jags last week. There was just the final play where there was a dump off to Oliver. Like he just sent them all running four verts. Like there was no creativity. Like I think anybody could have guessed it was gonna be four verts and then somebody for a check down. Like that something that just has to be more creative because eventually Oliver didn't get enough yards and Tucker missed it by what, a yard? Another
Right.
yard or two. We're talking about we're 8-3 again for like last
Yeah.
year, 8-3.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. But if he does go to Stanford, he would do very well in college. I think very very well.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that his game plan and the level of complexity that it is will definitely work better in college, especially like in that conference as well.
Hmm.
I think that he could definitely do well in college, as a head coach, and I hope he does get that opportunity to, because I'm sure he has wanted that, dreamed of that sort of thing. I feel like every coach wants to be a head coach, at
Yeah.
some point, or like that's just kind of like the end goal or the cream of the crop. But like you said, we can't say that it was all bad times with Roman because like you said, he did give some fun times, did put Lamar on the map in terms of like getting a scheme that welcomed him into the league very handsomely. But the problem was over the past 4 years, that scheme has gotten stale, and the
Mhm.
relationship between Lamar Jackson and this Ravens offense that's owned by Greg Roman is stale. It's a stale marriage. You can see it on the field, like it's just not as electric as it was before. There's
Yeah.
nothing easy anymore. There's no cheap touchdowns like the Chiefs and the Bills get, and like we used to get, back in 2019, sometimes in 2020. But it's just none of that anymore, and that's the problem. That's the issue. So I think that it is his time to go. I think it's just time for a fresh face. It's just time for a change.
It's not fun. I remember watching all the players having fun. That's what the game is. They're grown men playing a kid sport is what they always say, and you should have fun while doing it. Because I think if you're having the most fun, then you're probably gonna be winning. Nobody's gonna have fun losing. And I really haven't seen that honestly. Last time I saw that fun was probably last year, week 2, when we beat the Chiefs. Since then, where's it really gone? Even this year, like it just we were what 3-1, and it's still the fun factor wasn't there. So hopefully that can come back. It's not even a guarantee at this point, and you are right. It is very uncreative. Like it was like me in art class in elementary school, uncreative. Just doodling. Nothing
Yeah,
really came of it. Yeah. But yeah. What is going to Mod Boz? How are you? Hope everybody's My Bob's been going through some stuff. Just send your love to
yeah,
him and just send a little prayer for him because he definitely needs it right now.
for sure, for sure. Prayers up for Mod Boz. Prayers up for his Steelers as well. Who they played? The Falcons today.
The Falcons, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm picking the Steelers. I picked the Steelers with money line on that one, actually. But all right, let's go ahead. I guess since we kind of already covered the Roman thing, kind of got that
Yeah.
formality out of the way, let's get into some inactives, shall we?
Okay. Yeah. So let's start off with the Ravens. I'll be honest. There was a player I was expecting to see today, two of them, and they're not playing. You want to take a
Mm.
guess who they are?
I would say Ojabo
That's one of them, yeah. And
and
then
Kolar.
yes, and they
Mm,
are both inactive. So our two draft picks that have not played a snap this year are inactive, along with Pepe Williams, another 2022 draft pick, Mike Davis, Delshawn Phillips, Josh Bynes, and one Ronnie Stanley.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
what do you think about that?
I mean, I'm not too mad. I understand like erring on the side of caution when it comes to Ronnie Stanley. That is a big bag of money, and you don't want to just spill that all over the floor by just toss him out on the field and having him re-aggravate that I word. We don't like to say the I word here on the Purple
Yeah.
Rain podcast. Make sure you like the video, by the way, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Thank you guys for coming out to this pregame stream. But just getting into the inactives a little bit more, I thought about Ojabo, and my thing about him is that like he only got cleared to practice 4 weeks ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a month. Admittedly, you would think that a guy might be ready to go, but you also have to understand he is a rookie. It's
Mm-hmm.
going to take time, repetition after repetition after repetition in practice. I think what I think is in practice, he's not passing all the tests
Mm-hmm.
that the coaches want, him to pass before putting him out there on the field on Sundays. So, I mean, I respect the coaches. I respect their decisions. I think that we'll probably see him within the next like 2 weeks, if I had to guess. Because at some point you got to start getting a return on investment, and somebody from upstairs is going to be calling down like, "Hey, let's get this guy on the field." So that's what I think about Ajabo. Kalar, I am like intrigued strictly just because of his frame. Like he's the tallest receiver that we have, and you guys always know what I say about Lamar Jackson and tall receivers. He loves them, loves throwing to him, he trusts them. So I would love to see him playing too, but I really don't know the story on him. What do you think
Yeah.
about Kalar?
So it was a sports hernia, and I think about what you say about these guys getting ramped up, and Jeff Reback actually confirmed what you said. He just
Mm,
wasn't Ajabo wasn't looking fast enough. And you think about in the
mm,
game, you can never replicate the game in practice, but you
yeah,
can try your best. And like a 2 minute drill, no matter how hard you try and practice, it's not going to be the same in the game. So getting off the field, getting on the field, getting where you have to be, probably hasn't done that at the best yet. So but as for Kalar with the hernia, I don't know. And you think about these guys, they have the rookie mini camp, they have, mini camp, they have training camp. That's what, 3 or 4 months? These guys are 3 or 4 weeks. So,
yeah,
I mean, they were able to get conditioned. I know they're still working out, but it's just, I understand it. I'm impatient because, we know what Ojabo can do. We know why he was a first round projected pick. And
yeah,
especially with Mike McDonald's defense, that honestly just gets me excited. So I probably just
yeah,
have to hold back, hold the horses, and just be patient with both of
yeah.
them.
Can we get into some inactives for the Broncos?
Yes. So Michael Ojemudia, defensive back. K1 Williams, defensive back. I know why K1 Williams did not play. Because he is the defensive back. When Lamar juked a 49ers player out of his
Yep,
cleats, he
yep.
was the one.
Hmm.
He didn't want to repeat. He didn't want to repeat.
He's
Uh,
like, "Nah, I'm good
and
on this one, guys."
exactly. Anthony Harris, safety. Dakota Allen, linebacker. Andrew Beck, tight end. Jonathan Harris, defensive lineman, and they have this tight end with a very long name. It's Albert Okwegobonam. I butchered that tight end. So
Mm,
secondary banged up, tight
yeah,
ends banged up. I mean, I like the way it's looking for us because hopefully we can throw, and then hopefully they have to throw on us. I would love them to throw in our secondary. Cal
yeah.
Hamilton's back. I think we would look a lot better with Cal Hamilton back there. So I really think this should be a winnable game. Getting the score predictions?
Sure. I mean, yeah. Before we get into our score prediction, let's get into our keys to victory.
Okay, yeah, you're right,
Let's
you're
talk.
right, you're
Yeah,
right, you're right.
let's talk about what we think needs to happen in order for the Ravens to bring home a W today. So everybody in the live chat right now, drop your keys to victory for the Ravens to get a dub today. Alex, let's start with you. What do you think the biggest key to victory for the Ravens to win today?
I saw us let Trevor Lawrence have the best game of his young pro career against us last year, and that
Right.
frustrated me because he plays some pretty bad teams. All right,
Yeah.
but it's against us. Secondary, I'm looking at you. That can't happen again. Marcus Peters, I love you. That can't happen again. All right. Zay Jones was cooking us up on a grill with the spatula flipping us. Secondary has to step up. Jerry Judy, Cortland Sutton, got to stop them. We know Russ has been pretty bad this year, but no one like we are like a make a wish defense. If you're having a bad season, okay, we'll feel sorry for you. You can have the game of your life. That
Mm,
cannot happen. Secondary, please lock down picks. Marcus Williams is on the way.
yeah, he is. He is. Calvary is coming still. Still.
Yes.
But look, man, I gotta disagree as that being the biggest key to victory because, like, if you look at last week's game, for example, the defense showed up for 3 out of the 4 quarters.
Yep.
They didn't put together a full 4, which is, that's on them. But if you turn it to the other side of the football, look at the offense. They only produced for like 1 quarter. So it's, to me, I think that the biggest key to victory is that the offense has to finish in the red zone. And I'm preaching to the choir here. I know that, but it just has to happen. I mean, we cannot afford to, one, dumb penalties in the red zone. We cannot afford for just lack of execution. And then the last but certainly not least, we cannot afford to be getting to the line of scrimmage with 3 seconds to snap the ball. That's not going to win us a football game. So I think one session 27 here is agreeing, saying offense needs to execute, man. O-line needs to dominate. Defense needs to step up. Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing is the O-line needing to dominate for sure. Keep Lamar clean. Running lanes, we're going to need those to be opened up today. So, so guys like Gus Edwards, maybe a Kenyon Drake. One more thing. Lamar Jackson, over or under 30 rushing yards?
Oh, I put over.
Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
I put over. I think I put over 50 something. It was like 50 something for me. I put over.
Over 50?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Those are some good odds. I know those are some good odds.
I want to actually piggyback on you, and you do make a great point. I just love the defense. I'm always biased towards defense. As for offense, though, the drops, I actually, contrary to some people thinking, I actually think Lamar actually had a good game last week. There were, Mark Andrews dropped a touchdown. I think, would have been a 30-yard reception. Josh Oliver dropped a touchdown. Demarcus Robinson dropped a touchdown. We cannot have all these drops, and it's year after year after year after year. Like nothing, it just doesn't change. It's the same Ravens team. Like I said it before in our Purple Rain report. They make us think it's going to be different in the first couple of games. Jets look good. Second game, Dolphins. Offense look good. Fourth quarter, collapse. Third game, 5 touchdowns against the Patriots. Fourth game, Bills, ugly game, that close to winning it. Okay, we're 2-2, and then we started winning. It's like, okay, this is different. And then the same problems occur middle of the year. As teams start seeing what we're doing, same stuff.
Yep.
Need to execute. Need to.
Gotta execute.
We just left so many yards and points on the field last week.
And when it comes to the drops, like you mentioned, I'm most disappointed in Mark Andrews. Because like Mark Andrews, us Ravens fans, and a lot of NFL fans around the country think that Mark Andrews is a top 3 tight end in the league. And I think he is. I honestly do think he is. The way that he can get open, get into space, create yards after the catch as well. He's always a candidate for the angry runs that they do on Good Morning Football. He gets at least one a year, which I think is pretty cool. Runs really hard, plays with a lot of heart too. We know he's dealing with like diabetes and everything like that. We love his story. Like we love Mark Andrews, but time and time again, in some of the biggest moments, he will have these like routine drops. These routine drops, like they're supposed to be routine catches, and I think that's what truly sets him apart from a Travis Kelce. That's Travis Kelce is the only one that I would confidently put ahead of Mark Andrews, I would say.
Right there with you.
Yeah, because Kelce, he's not dropping those easy touchdowns. That's an easy touchdown for the Chiefs, So if he's gonna be one of our best players and one of Lamar's favorite targets, he's got to finish more consistently for me.
And the thing with Kelce is like he'll run like a 5-yard just like hitch, and nobody's around him. Like I don't get it. Always works. It's like that LeBron like fake pump or like the fake dribble and he shoots the 3. Like it's the same thing with Kelce. Kelce would just be there wide and nobody's around him and he takes it for like 15, 20 yards. Bounces off a defender. It's just scheming.
Yeah.
They know we have Mark running every route in the route tree, and I think he would have more yards and more catches if we weren't sending him on go routes and fly routes 4 or 5 times a game, it feels like. Because there's always that deep pass to Mark Andrews, and it's overthrown because it's really hard to judge where he's going to be with his speed because he's tight end.
Speaking of that deep ball that's overthrown, I pray that we hit on the deep ball today. Because I know at some point there's going to be a deep ball thrown to somebody, and I just pray it's not overthrown because I don't know how much more my heart can take when it comes to these overthrows on these big plays. I don't know. It hurts me. It pains me. Last week it was DeMarcus Robinson. Week before that I believe it was Mark Andrews, so on and so forth. And Lamar's got to start hitting these guys.
D-Jax, he's active.
D-Jax.
But it's the fact that we're to it. Like excited about a 35-year-old, and I didn't like the signing at first. I still kind of don't like it, but I'm excited the fact that I know he's good for at least one big play, and maybe that's why I'm excited because I know it's gonna hit and it's gonna be a touchdown, and we're all to go crazy, but that really shouldn't be what we're down to.
Exactly.
Like other teams are excited because the Lions have Jamison Williams coming back. Their first round pick. Where's Odell gonna go? Kadarius Toney's gonna come back for the Chiefs. Oh, we're excited for Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson. Yep. Been playing football since Lamar Jackson was 8 years old. That's our guy. I mean, listen, he's a Raven, so I love him, but I just think that there's more to life at Ravens. But anyway, let's go ahead. Let's get into some score predictions for this game, shall we? How do we think this one is going to end up shaking out? Alex, you can go ahead and go first. If you're watching live right now, first of all, like the video. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel as well if you are new here and you're enjoying the content that you are currently consuming. We'd appreciate that. But listen, also drop your score predictions for this Ravens-Broncos game down below in the chat right now. Alex, what's your score prediction?
31-13. 31-13. I need to see something from the Ravens. I do. You're at home. Purple jerseys, black pants.
I like the combo.
Speculation about your offensive coordinator. Greg, if you want that job, give me the best damn game you've called. Show them why they should.
If there's any time to open up the vault, it'd be right now, right?
And not a second and 14 screen to Pat Ricard. No.
No. It's not what we're talking about.
Come on now. Think, Gregory. Think.
Please.
Yeah, 31-13.
Okay. I like that. For me, I'm kind of somewhere in the same ballpark, but just knowing this team and knowing that they have a Russell Wilson at quarterback who, honestly, if Trevor Lawrence can go out there and look like how he did in the fourth quarter, I have all the confidence in the world that Russell Wilson can step up and make a couple plays to, kind of shake things up for us. So I'm going to go with a closer score. I'm going to go 24 to 16. 24-16, yeah. That's going to be my score prediction. Let me see what you guys are saying down in the chat here. Lisa says 45-10. Ravens, I put my foot down again, guys.
Lisa, I pray. And we also have to have our bold predictions, We love our bold predictions.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
Bold predictions?
I have mine.
Let me see. Bold predictions. I would probably have to say. Let me get a likely touchdown. Let me get a likely touchdown. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling right now. What about you?
I actually was talking to the man himself, and he told me this. He told me this to my face. A Geno Stone interception. Geno Stone gonna get a pick off of Russell Wilson. Told me that. Saw him on Friday. Talking to him. So I gotta get myself a pick on Sunday. All right.
Okay.
All right, Gino. Okay. I like that.
I love it. Let me see. We do have a super chat donation. This one coming from Brent. Thank you so much, Brent.
Thank you,
making
Brent.
it rain here on this pregame stream. Says, how much does Peters get targeted today? So this is interesting, right? Because, last couple of weeks, Peters has been kind of looking in certain spots, kind of looking like barbecue chicken. And
barbecue chicken alert.
Yeah. So I feel like all week in the film room, the Broncos, they've been looking at that. They're saying like, hey, we can go to Peters. We can make him bite on this, hit him over the top. The good thing is we have Kyle Hamilton back. So I feel like he can be sideline to sideline. More of that deep stuff won't be there. But what do you think about this?
I think he will get targeted, and I remember when we traded for him, he was under the same scrutiny. He was barbecue chicken. He was burnt toast with the Rams. Comes to the Ravens, first game, pick 6 against one Russell Wilson. I'm not gonna say it's the same thing, but if Russ wants to go down that path again, I'm sure Marcus Peters is willing to do it. He'll probably give up 2 or 3 catches, but I expect a big play.
Thanks. So my AirPods just died, unfortunately.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up after we finish getting you guys the score predictions here. Let me see. So my guy, Zach White says Ravens 16, Broncos 13. Always have close game, but it won't feel close. Okay, I like that. Seth swinging for the fences, 44-14. Okay. I love that. I would love to see a statement game like that from the offense. Over 40 points. Yeah, we haven't even seen that this year. So yeah, I would love to see that. But let me see. I saw one more here. Tony Houston says 30-20 Ravens win. Okay. So most of us are thinking Ravens win. We are the favorites, but again, you just never know with this team.
Yeah. And then one more, I see K-Dog brings it up. He says, let's say this. PQ has been playing light out since he got Roquan Smith next. PQRS. Written in the stars. Love, just like the alphabet. Oh, love that. Yeah, he has been playing at Pro Bowl level. And I know Roquan Smith is leading the AFC in all Pro Bowl votes for linebackers. I know Patrick Queen's right behind him because they should go together. But it won't matter because hopefully we're in the Super Bowl. But I think it's time, I guess, to call it curtains.
Yep, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap there. My AirPods are calling it quits on me. I got to get some new AirPods, man. Mine are starting to die like so quickly now. And I have the Pros too. Maybe I should like go to Apple about that. Yeah.
Well, I actually took my Mac to Apple a couple weeks ago. I don't know if anybody knew this, but I had like a red line down my screen. I took it in on a Friday. All right. They fixed the screen on Monday, shipped it out Tuesday. I had it Wednesday, right before Thanksgiving. Not even a week. Nice. It went from Columbia, Maryland to California to Maryland in four or 5 days, and I got it Wednesday. It was crazy. Like, the support was amazing. So I definitely, if you want to do that, they will hook you up.
Okay, that's good to know. But for now, we're going to leave this one here. As usual, guys, you can follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Sutton Def. This guy over here on Twitter at Simply as 10, on Instagram at Simply as 10.prod. Last but not least, you can use our code PRP on manscaped.com, like our guy K-Dog says right here. Purple Rain is sponsored by Manscaped. Use our code PRP, you get 20% off, and you get free shipping. With that being said, I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out.
Thank you for coming through to another Purple Rain pregame report, and we hope to see you this weekend. As always, stay positive, test negative, and
never, ever, ever forget to call God. We're going to catch you guys in the next one.